What is good, YouTube? It's Warstu here, aka Warstu, with another video on American Horror Story, Season 6, Chapter 6, Episode 6. Let's get into it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. So, was the big twist that Ryan Murphy promised all series worth the wait? I'm going to answer that question at the end of this breakdown. So, Chili Jackson is the director in this episode. In the episode, he didn't actually direct the episode. He was in Motel, you may remember him. He was the bold dude who kind of dressed a bit like a woman. So the premises of this new split season is based on this statement. The My Roanoke Nightmare was a television success story of 2015 with minimal production. The show granted 23 million views by its finale, topping the airing of Sunday Night Football, Empire and The Walking Dead. Obviously this can't be true because the season started in 2016, but it's just kind of a backstory for this. So you get Sydney, who says the camera never stops rolling, rolls into the board of directors, and he wants to go on about a new season, but obviously we're still in the season, but it looks like they've kind of split this season into two. So he basically tells them that he wants to send all the actors back to my Roanoke. So obviously there'll be two Shelby, two Matts, two Lees, etc. Which is cool in a kind of way, but it was a bit predictable if you actually kind of got a glimpse of the trailer last week. So what happens is they are trying to go Big Brother kind of reality TV, Geordie Shore, blah blah blah, kind of with my Roanoke. So the premise is it's called The Return to My Roanoke 3 Nights of Hell. So he's got to convince all the actors who were doing the interviews and the actual actors in the programme. So there's two lots of people. So there's Dominic Banks and there's Matt Miller, who essentially are the same person within the programme, if that makes any sense. So obviously in this timeline, Shelby Miller is no longer with Matt Miller due to Shelby Miller getting with Dominic Banks, which is kind of funny because it's kind of like his doppelganger, the person Matt Miller was playing Dominic in, if that makes any sense. So it's kind of funny. So she goes back onto the programme, Shelby Miller, as she wants to win back Matt Miller. And also they've cleverly done it so Dominic will be in it. So as soon as Matt Miller sees Dominic, he punches him, gets into a fight. There's cameras all over the place. They've taken away their mobile phones, given them mobile phones to record everything that happens inside the house. So the person Kathy Bates was playing, the butcher, it looks like she kind of went a bit insane as she was induced into a mental hospital as she kind of ran down this kind of Broadway, I think Americans call it, in LA with an axe and was arrested with carrying a axe or something. So it's quite interesting. They show you the actual characters outside of my Roanoke and how it psychologically affected them. So the person Kathy Bates is playing, it's affected her massively. She's told that she's got a court order, a restraining order. She's not allowed near the Roanoke production for this kind of next part of the season. But Sydney obviously wants to come through because that would be better for TV, as he's all about the views. So the person that Sydney is working with, Diane, has enough, as before production starts, someone chops their own head off, and has had enough, tries to drive away, and gets killed. And then her body is found 3 months later. So as soon as that happened, you could tell that the kind of premise is they're pretending it's fake when really all these kind of spirits and human being kind of spherical kind of things are there. And they're doing it during the red blood harvest, which is supposedly when the spirits can cross the line and kill human beings. So it's pretty interesting. So we even get Evan Peters is playing Rory, and interesting enough, Rory is married to Audrey Tyndall, who is played by Sarah Paulson, who the most famous well, probably the one most famous person in the program, and they're married together, which is quite cool. But obviously, Audrey is the same person as Shelby Miller, so it might get a bit confusing. But them two are married, so it's basically going to pull in a lot more people. So Shelby Miller is trying to get back with Matt Miller, and obviously Matt Miller, who won't sleep in the same room and he's sleeping in the basement, says that I don't think we're going to survive this, because only the people who were in there believe it's real, because Rory and Audrey stayed for their 8 weeks and said nothing happened at all. Then Matt was like, but when was it? And obviously it wasn't during the red blood moon, the red blood moon even. So it's gearing up to be quite a good episode so far. So the more and more it goes into it, so Audrey is taking a shower and she thinks that Sydney has left someone there to scare them, and Rory goes up and he's killed by the nurses. But as soon as you got to hear the name Rory, you knew the nurses were going to kill him, because they had the name Murder and they were just looking for the R. So sadly he gets killed, but I'm pretty sure that Philippe Moat Edwards, I'm pretty sure he's going to come back as a spirit. As you know, some of Peter Evans' best characters have been ghosts from previous seasons. Can't remember the names offhand. Season 1, he was the ghost who hung about with the girl before she got killed. So yeah, people are really being killed in the program, and then Matt Miller walks in right at the end and says, it's for Rory, and only the people who were in the house during episode 1 to 5 understood what that meant. So essentially, it's called The Return to Roanoke, 3 Days of Hell, I think. So essentially it comes up saying everyone was killed except for one person, and this was never aired. So that pretty much tells you that the rest of the season is going to be a kind of dictation of everyone being killed, and I'm sure slowly, the more it gets into it, we're going to find out which person was the sole survivor. So, and obviously the Butcher will be involved. We're going to see some other characters from previous seasons, I presume. Anyway, let me know down below what you thought of the episode. Was the twist worth it? Was it a big twist? I mean, sorry Ryan Murphy, the twist was not that epic. I mean, I was going to think it was some kind of daydream at the end of the episode, and then he was still in the house. To me, that would have been personally a lot better. But I am really enjoying this season. I'm looking forward to seeing more and more of the story. And we're nearly halfway into the season, so there can't be too many more surprises. But seeing as how Rory got killed off, it's going to be interesting. And this episode was a little bit more jumpy than the kind of start of the season. So that, for me, was pretty good. Anyway, guys, as I said before, please like, subscribe, and comment. Likes mean a lot. Subscribing means a lot, as this little channel is slowly getting some traffic. Anyway guys, peace.